All right, let's get right into it. We're about to explore a mindset that could completely reframe how you look at your time, your decisions, really your entire life. And it all starts with one single number: 30,000. Just look at that number. Right now, it's just sitting there on the screen. It feels abstract, doesn't it? Kind of random. But what if it wasn't? What if that's it? What if that was the grand total of days you get? All of a sudden, it's not some abstract number anymore, is it? It becomes incredibly personal, something you can almost feel, and it has a very, very clear endpoint. And this brings us to this really powerful way of visualizing our time, thinking of your life as 30,000 leaves. This image just changes everything. We're so used to hearing things like, life is about 80 years. And that feels so huge, it's almost meaningless. But a tree? A tree with a finite number of leaves, that's different. You can almost picture it, can't you? Every single day, one more leaf lets go. It's this quiet, constant reminder that time is passing. And here's the crucial part. This is not a renewable resource. Every 24 hours, another leaf is gone, and you don't get it back. Ever. This completely transforms how we see a day. It's not just another Wednesday. It's a unique, non-refundable piece of your existence. But, this slow, steady decline, that isn't the whole story. Because life, as we all know too well, is rarely that neat and predictable. Sometimes there are storms we just don't see coming. This quote just nails the brutal uncertainty of life. A typhoon could be anything, right? A sudden diagnosis, a tragic accident, some unforeseen crisis. These things don't just take one leaf. They can strip the tree of hundreds, maybe even thousands, all in a single devastating moment. We build our entire lives on this quiet little hope that tomorrow is a given. But this metaphor forces us to face a really cold reality. That guarantee we think we have, it's an illusion. The ground we're standing on isn't nearly as solid as we like to think. And that realization brings us to a really critical turning point. So when you're faced with this finite and fragile existence, a certain philosophy starts to make a lot of sense. You can think of it as a modern take on Bushido, the way of the warrior, but adapted for our daily lives. This is the question. And it's not meant to be dark or morbid. It's a tool for clarity. If all the noise of tomorrow, all the deadlines, the 5-year plans, the petty little worries, if all of that was just stripped away, what would actually matter to you right now in this one single day you have left? Now, to really live inside that question, we have to square up and face the one thing that is constantly working against it, and that is the spirit of procrastination. And the contrast here is just, it's night and day. On one side, you've got total ownership of this moment. It's a mindset of action, of intention. On the other side, you've got this mindset of later. It's that comfortable but oh so dangerous habit of pushing things off onto a future version of yourself, or even worse, just hoping someone else will deal with it. When you get right down to it, procrastination is really just a denial of the 30,000 leaves. It's living your life as if your tree has an infinite supply. It's like you're skating on thin ice, completely ignoring the fundamental truth of our limited, precious time. So, how do we fight back against that? Well, the answer is in this practical philosophy that can turn this whole perspective into something you can actually do, day in and day out. The concept is one day, one life, or in Japanese, ichi nichi issho. The whole idea is to see today not as just one tiny piece of a long life, but as a complete life in miniature. From sunrise to sunset, that's it. You have a birth, a life, and an end. The goal is to live that single tiny life with everything you've got. And this practice is guided by 3 very direct questions you ask yourself each morning. And notice, they're not about some vague 10-year goal. They're about right now. What can I actually get done today? What is the very next move I should make? And maybe most importantly, what is the one thing I must do to make sure that if this day were my last, I'd have no regrets? Now, I know what you might be thinking. This sounds incredibly stressful. But it's not really about creating anxiety, it's about creating focus. It's like flipping a switch in your brain that turns off all the background static and just illuminates what actually matters. It's a tool for concentration. I absolutely love this idea. When you live this way, the resolution of your life goes way up. The ordinary stuff starts to feel extraordinary. A simple conversation, a meal, a task you have to do for work, they all suddenly have more weight, more meaning, because they're framed within this one precious, complete day. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final challenging thought that kind of flips the usual script on its head. Yeah, we always ask what we would do, but what if the more powerful question is about what we would eliminate? What obligations, what habits, what worries would you instantly drop if you knew your time was up? Answering that question, that just might be the whole key. Because making your most meaningful move often isn't about adding more to your plate. It's about clearing it. It's about deciding what noise you will finally silence so you can hear the one thing that truly matters.